Hello and welcome back to Sparklemepink. My name is Michelle and today we are going to be taking things onto the esthetician side of my channel, my Desert Rose Beauty part of it. And we're going to run down a couple of my favorite amazing facial tools to use. Now these are just a couple. I had like a whole arsenal of facial tools, but these are the ones that I grab for the most and use pretty regularly within my own routine. I will have information and links to the products that I'm talking about in the description box down below. And to do a little housekeeping here, I am a licensed esthetician in the state of Arizona. Every state has different rules. I am not a doctor, I'm not able to diagnose anything, but if you do have questions, please feel free to leave those down below. Also be sure to follow my journey as an esthetician on my Instagram and Facebook page. It's Desert Rose Beauty AZ. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first tool I'm going to be talking about, and these are in no particular order, is something I like to do on clients. This is more so if you're going to be working on somebody else, maybe doing it on a friend or partner or anything like that. These are a little more difficult to use on yourself. Now you totally can use them, but you'll see why here. Let me pull it out of the box. It comes with these cute little indents here to store them. I keep this in my fridge, kind of underneath that little cheese drawer. There's like that weird awkward area, at least in my fridge there is. And they are glass ice globes. Do not put these in the freezer. They will shatter. Another thing is if you clink them together too hard, they will explode. They will break. They are glass. You can kind of hear. I'm not doing it too hard, but that's why doing it on yourself is plausible. But I was reading a lot of the reviews and everyone was like, it keeps breaking, it keeps breaking. Well, if you're clinking them together by doing the motions, like, you're going to break them. It's very delicate glass, and then there's just a blue liquid inside. I like that this one had the foam handle so you're not touching the cold glass. And these feel amazing. I have makeup on, so I'm not actually going to touch my skin, but you can kind of see the motions. I would do upwards, pick it up, drag up and out, upwards, upwards on the neck. Always upwards, up and out. But these feel really amazing when using them over a mask, or if you're having some inflammation, whether it be some acne marks or even rosacea, any sort of irritation in the skin, coldness is going to feel amazing, which sort of segues into my next product. And you've seen these all over, but this one's a little bit different. It is the Clear Quartz facial roller from Teami. As you know, I love Teami. I use their face masks, I love their tea, I love the brand in general. So they sent out their new Clear Quartz facial roller. Now what makes this different is you can feel the difference. I actually have other jade ones that I got super on the cheap from Amazon, and I mean, they get the job done in the sense of product penetration, but you can feel this one feels colder, and they were in the fridge in the same exact shelf right next to each other. This one, it feels sturdier and heavier because it is a quality stone, whereas this one is just whatever Amazon made of it. Either way, you really only need one. You could totally get bougie and get two. You don't have to worry about these breaking, particularly this one. It just, again, I cannot stress the difference. I know they look exactly the same, but I don't know how to explain the fact that when I shake them, they feel different. I don't know. You're gonna have to take my word for it. Just kind of going off the package, because I don't know too much about quartz other than it's always so pretty, and I have pieces of it throughout my house. It's called the Master Healer. So this is supposed to feel really great and amazing when we're doing some product penetration. What I mean by that is applying a serum or maybe a mask, or going over one of those hydro jelly masks. I'll insert a clip here of me using just my knockoff jade ones from Amazon on the kids over a hydro jelly mask that sets up. It's sort of like a rubbery texture. So the hydro jelly creates an occlusive layer, which you'll apply a serum underneath it, and the hydro jelly mask helps penetrate that product even deeper into the skin. So using a roller on top not only feels amazing, but it is going to have that additional benefits of driving that product in a little bit deeper. I love using rollers. They're really quick, they're easy. You can use the small pieces right here under the eye, just like we would use the globes, but you don't have to worry about them breaking. And then always upwards motions. You're not pressing very hard. You are just lightly going over the skin. Again, I can kind of show you here. I'm not really moving my tissue, just enough to kind of graze across the skin. The cooling effect feels great, especially after a long night. Maybe you're eating too much salt, maybe too many drinks. This feels amazing over even eye masks too. All right, enough of me gabbing on about rollers and ice and cold and all the things. Let's say you got a breakout and you are just so frustrated and you want it to go away faster. That is where you're going to bust out the big guns. This here is a high frequency machine. It has various different heads. I like this one because it has individual compartments to keep them nice and safe, because these are very delicate glass anodes. So inside the glass tube is a gas. And my set has two different gases. There's going to be neon and argon. Neon is going to be the orange color. That's going to be great for stimulation, hair growth, and anti-aging effect. Whereas the purple one, which is the argon gas, that's going to be this mushroom head, and then the first one I showed you, those are going to light up purple, and that is going to have more of an antibacterial effect. So when electricity goes through the piece, because the glass piece kind of fits into the top here like this, the gas inside here gets excited by the electricity, turns the color, and then creates an ozone effect. So there's an extra oxygen molecule that is going to happen at the tip of the high frequency machine that, when you graze it across your skin, is going to kill all of the P. acne bacteria. So even if you have, like, I have a little pimple right here and I'll probably zap it tonight, you can kind of go over the area in an X and a circle, and then you can even what's called sparking, which is picking it up and going on and off the skin. That one tingles a little bit, so if you're not big on feeling things, don't spark. Just go ahead and ground it with your finger, apply the glass anode, and then gently graze it across your skin. Now, you are going to need a barrier. Could you totally use it without? Yes, but it's not as comfortable as when you have a barrier. So go ahead and invest in 100% cotton gauze. You can even get this, I think, at like Walgreens. I just ordered mine off of Amazon and I cut them into halves and then I fold it over. So this is a 2-ply cotton gauze. I'll put it on the area that I want to focus on. I'll take my glass anode, I'll ground it, and then I'll start to swirl it around the area. It sounds way worse than it is. Like when you turn the machine on and it makes like a zzz kind of sound. It sounds way worse than it feels, for sure. Works amazing. It sort of promotes the skin to be like, hey, are we going to absorb this mini infection and take care of it ourselves, or are we going to ask it to kick out? Because then it will come to either a head or it will get absorbed by the body a little bit faster than your natural rate. Again, I could totally do a whole like 20-minute video going more in depth when it comes to high frequency and any of the tools that I'm showing you here today. So if you want to see videos like that, please leave a request in the comment box down below so I know what kind of content you want to look forward to. The next product is going to be an LED mask. Again, this is something I could talk for like 20 minutes on or more, but I'll just breeze across it. This one here I have been loving, and I've been using it for several months now. Again, if I'm having a lot of inflammation or I tried a new product and my skin did not like it and I'm totally sensitized, red, irritated, I pop on my mask. I have an event coming up and I got a big old honker pimple. I'll do my high frequency and I'll pop on my mask. So there's these little ear things, so it kind of fits on like so. You'll put it on, you'll turn it on. No eye protection because this is an at-home set. If you were doing this in a clinical office, they would have you use goggles. I just like to close my eyes and relax and enjoy the 15 to 20 minutes that I'll have the LED light on. So this one also has the neck piece. I don't recommend using the neck piece, especially those with thyroid issues. It's a bit controversial, so I just kind of leave it off to the side, or I'll put it like right here under my chin, just because that's where I break out anyway, so I like to have a little extra light there. There is several different modes of colors and different mixtures. Again, I'm not going to go into too in depth. The one that I use the most is going to be a mixture of the blue and the red, which makes like a purpley, obviously it makes a purpley color, but the blue is going to be really great for killing bacteria and being more of an antiseptical type of effect on the skin, whereas the red is more healing and more invigorating and is great as an anti-aging. So if you're strictly looking for anti-aging, look for red LED light. If you're looking for more of an acne thing, look for blue. If you want a little bit of both, you can do it in that. Green is really great for hyperpigmentation. You can even do a mix of like green and blue. And that's what I love most about this, is that there's a little pad and you kind of like click through. You'll get the strength on there. You can even start off at like a 3 work your way up to a 5. It's really about the brightness and how strong the light's going to be. You don't really need to start off at a 5. I know you really want to see results right now, but you need to be patient. And then you just kind of click through the different colors here. You charge it up. It doesn't always have to be plugged into a wall. And I've really been liking this one. I definitely, when I am consistent with it, let's say I have an event coming up and I'm using it 3 days in a row along with my high frequency, my skin looks amazing. Do it at night right before bed. I usually fall asleep with it on and then wake up and then like throw it off to the side and go back to sleep. That's just how I do it. Let me know if you've ever used an LED type of therapy before in the comments down below. 2 more tools and I'll let you go. The next one is going to be Ultrasonic Waves. So this cool gadget here, I've used it a couple times now, is really great for just de-gunking your pores. So your pores just get lined with dirt, debris, grime, oil, sweat, all the makeup, all the nasty things. And this, when used with a medium, goes in and uses an ultrasonic wave to almost jiggle the worries out. You'll get a lot of creamy white type of substances when going across the face, and particularly in the nose and between the brow. I always get it. I wish I had a clip to show you. I think I might have one from when we were in school that was a really great way of depicting that, but how you use it. So you go ahead and charge it up, and this is one I got off of Amazon. So again, it isn't like a clinical strength, but this is going to be perfect for at-home use on a regular basis, and it helps to kind of again extract blackheads. The ones that are deep down might not come all the way up, but it will definitely loosen them up with all the jiggling. So I like to use a medium with mine. Some people just use water. I personally recommend either using a clear or jelly like enzyme. We'll talk about enzymes in a moment. Or I really like using this aloe one, or it's just like a jelly substance and it creates that barrier. Because think about it, ultrasound. When you get an ultrasound, they use a medium. That's how the waves penetrate. That's how they work. So you can kind of see that there is a little slope right here. When you're using like this is going to be the best way to extract. And you'll hear some light like type of sound when it goes over areas that it's like popping out all the goods. And again, it's not gonna like shoot out. It just kind of like oozes out with the gel and the aloe. And then if you want to do more of a penetrating treatment, put on a nice jelly hydrating mask and flip it over to the flat side and then just very lightly glaze across the skin. And that'll help penetrate, because again, the waves when used in a flat motion are going to be pushing down. When used in more of a tip, it sort of like scoops it up. It's totally trippy. Who thinks of this stuff? But it's genius. I've seen it with my own eyes working. It's amazing. So if you tend to get a lot of clogged pores, blackheads, those are 2 different things. Clogged pores are just like build up a product in the skin. Try it out. It's really cool. So the last product, and we'll kind of bring back into the enzymes with this, is going to be a facial steamer. This is amazing. This was gifted to me by my mother-in-law. I'm so grateful because this is the coolest gadget ever. Fill it up with distilled water, or at least purified water, so it isn't getting gunked up, and then let the steam just hit the face. You don't have to hold it ultra close. Just get the aura of the warmth and the steam in the face that is going to soften the skin. It's going to soften any of the sebum in the skin, so that if you are then going in with your ultrasound technology to kind of jiggle it all out, it'll already be like relaxed and just kind of like float its way out. Steam is just great for sinuses too. I feel like I'm all over the place. Oh, I gotta head out here in a minute. But think of it this way, if you're using an enzyme which is activated by steam, it's going to work better. But then when you remove the enzyme with, like, say, the ultrasonic technology, you will have beautifully clear, amazing skin ready to accept any of the products that you put on afterwards. Steam, even without that, just using like a really great mask to soften and like rehydrate the skin is great. Again, if you have aging dry skin, hold it a little bit further away, because it can actually draw out the moisture if you're doing too much on dry skin. Sounds counterproductive because you're putting moisture on with like steam, you would feel like, but it can actually dry you out. Acne prone skin, you can have it a little bit closer and you can really open up your pores and work on extractions afterwards as well, with or without an enzyme or using something like this. All right, I have to head to work. I hope that was helpful. If there's anything I've forgotten or just kind of like glazed over, please leave those down below. I love doing videos like this. I'll try to be more organized and do it on a day when I have some more time, but it is what it is. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.